Good afternoon, how we doing? Are we having an exciting Monday so far? We're working hard, or hardly working? I am doing the latter. Although, I did work relatively hard this morning, so that it would be hardly working this afternoon. So I could stream because there's lots of bullshit going on again. And as always, it's up to me to talk about it. So that's what we're gonna do. So, news-wise for me, what did I do? Weekend? I had a nice weekend. I went to a car boot and I got a free Yorkshire pudding, which is an exciting thing. A bunch of crap there. We bought some of the crap and now we have it in our house that I'm gonna have to figure out a place for, but that's fine. And then we went to a garden centre. Whoa, I know, I'm living the dream. So this is what you do when you're 38 and you have people to appease. I mean, if it was up to me, I would have been gaming the whole time. But, you know, that's how it is, that's how it goes, that's okay. It's all good. We have time for one thing and we have time for another thing. But yeah, so that's me. But what's been happening in the news recently? That's a very good question. Now, one of the most interesting things I thought, interesting is one word for it, another word is, okay. Another word is disturbing. So, Labour have now appointed an anti-Muslim hostility Tsar in their social cohesion strategy. Amazing. So, what you're telling me is that there's one group of people that get extra representation to the rest of the country, and they are not traditionally from that country. Interesting. And they get precedence. Okay. So, people could be mad at people that are, I would call sensible people, even centrist people who are now labelled as right or even far right for some fucking reason. You're allowed to hate them and be angry at them. Have you noticed how you're allowed to even have death threats against people that are seen as right wing, even though they're not? Interesting. Where's our Tsar then? Makes you wonder where the priorities lie. Just a bit. So let's have a look at that anyway. Let's see what's going on. So, anti-Muslim hostilities are. Let's see what's going on here.
Now, Britain is to get a new anti-Muslim hostility Tsar under plans to be outlined by the government on Monday, which will also include a new definition of Islamophobia.
A new definition, right. First of all, Islamophobia doesn't exist. Nobody's afraid of Islam. What we're afraid of, and what is currently happening, is our country being taken over by an ideology that is opposite to our culture. That's what we don't like. And I think that's fine. I don't think that makes you racist. The other day we were looking at a graph that quite clearly showed that British people in London are now a minority. Or I would say white British people in London. Now, yes, you can have British people who aren't white. That's fine. It's not about colour. It's about culture. I would say probably most of those people on the graph that weren't labelled as white British probably don't follow our culture, I would say. I think that's a fair argument to make. So yeah, so we've got, an anti-Muslim hostility Tsar. Let's see.
December, Sir Keir Starmer assured MPs during Prime Minister's questions that there would be no introduction or reintroduction of a blasphemy law.
Let's talk to political commentator Khadija Khan. Good morning to you. Nice to see you this morning. I've got to ask, I mean, certainly when it comes to this hostility Tsar, is this necessary in the UK, do you think?
No.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me on. This appears to be yet another bizarre and desperate effort by the Labour Party aimed at saving the Muslim vote.
Yeah, they're
In
saving the
fact,
vote.
they
I was going to
appear
say. I didn't know
driven
she was
by
going to
an
say that.
overwhelming anxiety
She's
about
absolutely
losing a
right.
crucial segment of their vote base. Everything sounds not too bad in theory, but when it comes to practicality, it does seem to ring alarm bells. I mean, there is a special representative on anti-Muslim hostility who will likely to be appointed based on the endorsement of a lobby advocating for the legal definition of Islamophobia. This lobby seeks to shut down criticism.
I can't even. Islamophobia. It's so fucking stupid. It's ridiculous. It's not. It's not even a thing. So I mean, it's a way. It's just a way to label anyone that has an opinion that is against our country being literally overtaken. It's a way to label people like that Islamophobic. It's a way to put a label on people again. And we see this with the left a lot, all the time, putting labels on everything. I mean, look at the LGBTQ plus, etc. They love labels. They love putting labels on things. And again, don't get me wrong, I don't have any problem with gay people or trans people or whatever. It's fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. You know, just don't go on about it all the time and make it your only fucking identity, your only sort of redeeming feature. The only feature you have about you is, oh, I'm gay. Okay, so what else do you do? Anyway, but yeah, it's crazy.
Of all shades of Islam, and their efforts have nothing to do with protecting Muslims as people. Then there are proposed regulations to address divisive content and to ensure trusted news sources, which means these plans are likely to restrict free speech in our society.
We don't have free speech in our society. That's why people are getting arrested for tweets.
This approach could lead to a crackdown on divisive content online. However, who will decide or define what constitutes divisive content? If
Yeah, she's absolutely right. And this is the thing. Who controls what's divisive? Well, the people in charge, and obviously their point of view isn't divisive. Their point of view is absolutely fine, and anyone that goes against their point of view is divisive. So it's not divisive, it's I don't like the sound of that. That's it. So when somebody does a I don't like the sound of that remark on X or Facebook or whatever, I mean they are actually liable to be arrested, which is insane. I mean just look at Graham Lynham recently, who said that if a man goes into a woman's toilet, you should be able to punch him in the face. I think that's fair. I mean, I don't know why you would disagree with that. It's a safe space for women.
everyone agreed or was compelled to agree on everything, it would not foster a genuine debate or discussion that is, again, not something desirable in a vibrant democracy such as ours. This report defines again the prejudicial stereotyping of Muslims as part of a collective group with specific characteristics designed to stir up hatred against them. This is similar to the definition of Islamophobia, and this could lead to have blasphemy laws by the back doors. In these
And it's going to be one-way blasphemy laws, by the way. It's going to be blasphemy laws against Islam and not against Christianity or Judaism or anything else. And that's why they're calling it Islamophobia and changing the definition. It's not a blanket blasphemy law. It's only for one, which is interesting.
plans, again, flying English, Scottish, and Union flags has been labeled as tools of hate, and the misuse
Imagine that.
of national symbols to
Flying your own
exclude and
flag is a tool of hate
intimidate.
now.
I think this is very divisive. Last year, we know that everyone flying the flag of this country was labeled or branded as far right. I mean, there are some policies mentioned in these plans that could represent a significant breakthroughs if taken seriously. But the risk is that while some negative aspect of the strategy may materialize, the positive outcomes will be overlooked in a bid to appease the religious and cultural zealots. I don't see any need to have any such thing, any Tsar on anti Muslim hostility in our country.
If you're going to have a Tsar for one type of hostility, you're going to need a Tsar for all of them. This is the thing. You can't just have a Tsar just for anti-Muslim hate, okay? You need a Tsar for anti-Christian hate, one for anti-Jew, one for anti-atheist, one for anti-spaghetti monster, one for anti-everything. It's not exactly fair. And yeah, you could argue that the Islam community is getting the most hate. But my question is, why do you think that is? Why are they getting the most hate? Is it because we're under a government now that panders to them and appeases them and does everything for them and does not do anything for the British citizens, the people who have been here for generations? We're actually getting overtaken, and this is the start. So, as I've said before, you have areas in Birmingham, Leicester, loads of places in the UK right now, where Islam Muslim people are the majority there, and then they vote in also Muslim councillors, for example, or Muslim council. What happens there? That just protects one demographic. That'll protect the Muslim demographic. That's just how it will work, obviously. So that's where it starts. It starts small. And then, because you've got these big groups throughout the UK, their numbers rise. And if their numbers rise, that means they have an impact in the vote. And that is why we're having a stupid little dick face like Keir Starmer here, appeasing Muslims because they're a very high vote turnout, especially for Labour, because that's what they do. I mean, they appeal to these people. If you ever see a Muslim councillor or whatever, they're almost always Labour. I don't know if you've noticed this, but it's a genuine political strategy that people use and have used for a long time, you know. So it's not something we should allow to happen, to be honest. But it's one of those things that is happening, and the left don't see it. They're blind to it because they can't be seen as racist because of their virtue signaling. They can't. So, I mean, they are stuck in one narrow way of thinking, and that is it. There is no room for compromise. If you don't agree to this list of 200 things, 200 left ideals, then you're a Nazi or you're right wing. It's very narrow-minded thinking from stupid people. Anyway.
It sort of increasingly, as I heard your argument there, it increasingly looks as though it's the Prime Minister yet again outsourcing a very sensitive subject so that it will, any controversial moves that are made or remarks that are made over anything to do
They've got to be a scapegoat.
Islam is going to be outsourced. It will be somebody else's fault.
It's ironic.
As I said, it's very divisive. The tone of these plans are very divisive, we have to admit that there has been a willful reluctance in dealing issues related to integration. And in these plans, it is mentioned that integration is a two-way, street. So it is not a positive way to put out your plans to deal with this situation. And whenever there would be any criticism of Islam or anything which is related to and associated with Islam, that would be shut down by saying that this may incite anti-Muslim bigotry, whereas the reality is anti-Muslim bigotry is entirely different from criticism of Islam, which is a set of...
Well, exactly. So, being able to criticize is going to fall under that umbrella. So, you're not going to be able to criticize Islam at all because you'll be labelled Islamophobic, especially under the new definition of it. So you have basically a whole community that has sort of diplomatic immunity. You can't say shit about them without potentially being arrested for it. This is not something that should be happening in the Western world ever. This is not something that should ever happen. This is insane. I mean, I can't even comprehend how some people think this is okay.
Of ideas, and in this country, I think this is the freedom of speech is something that we hold very dear, and we would like to.
We would like to hold it dear if we had it. I think we need a constitution like America has that protects freedom of speech. We need freedom of speech actually properly protected and defined.
Preserve this right for all of us, and people should be free to criticize ideas. And there is anti-Muslim bigotry, which should never be acceptable, and it is not acceptable in our society, I would say. Whenever there is any incident or instance, anti-Muslim bigotry rear its ugly head, we unequivocally condemn that. We unequivocally, stand against it, and we protect the people who are Muslim or from Muslim community. I think this is another way of demonizing the society and the humane laws and policy we already have in place.
Okay. Khadija Khan, really good to get your thoughts on that today.
And another thing, I'm pretty sure even the people who voted for Labour didn't vote for this. I'm pretty sure this wasn't on the manifesto. I mean, I didn't read their manifesto because it was obviously bollocks. We need a definition of Anglophobia so we can lock Labour up. Yep. If Muslims couldn't vote in the UK, Labour wouldn't be in power. True. That is true. Blasphemy laws belong in the Dark Ages. Yes, I agree. They do. You should be able to criticise whatever ideas you want. It doesn't matter if, it's a religion, so it's just a group of ideas that people follow. You should be able to criticise that, always. If you can't criticise that, you don't have free speech. It's really, really simple. I mean, you've just got to literally look at the definitions of things to be able to understand this. Anyway, so yeah, that's the Muslim hostilities are crazy. So I mean, that's where we are in the UK right now. Jesus Christ. So what else do we have here? Starmer and Trump speak for the first time amid Iran rift. So they've had a chat.
We need to act,
and I'd imagine
with clarity, with purpose.
Starmer is
with
now
U-turning.
That would be my guess.
The protection of UK nationals is our #1 priority.
No, it's not.
And we're taking action to reduce the threat, with planes in the sky in the region intercepting incoming strikes.
We all know your #1 priority.
More capability to Cyprus and allowing US planes to use UK bases to take out Iran's capability to strike. What I was not prepared to do on Saturday was for the UK to join a war unless I was satisfied there was a lawful basis.
It's not just about you, fucking dickhead.
That remains my position.
Yeah, there was a lot more booing there than cheering. You're not joining a war. You're assisting with operations that stop a terrorist country from having nuclear weapons, which I think is quite important. And B, helping the people of Iran who have been repressed for 25 years, being forced to be Islamic, being forced against their will to live under Sharia law, and every time they've tried to rise up, they were killed in the fucking streets. That's something we need to stop. Okay, yes, you could say it's not our problem. Okay, that part maybe isn't our problem. But I think the nuke thing is our problem. If they have nukes, the Western world is fucked. Really. I mean, it would cause World War III if they were to get nukes. the US and Israel taking out Iran now is going to prevent World War III later down the line. And it's a fact. As soon as one country in the world launches a nuke at another country and it hits, we're in World War III. That's going to be the spark. Because then you're going to have retaliation, you're going to have alliances come into play. You're going to have Russia sending over nukes because Iran was bombed. US sending over nukes because Iran nuked whoever. And then you get Britain sending in nukes as well. And then Russia's fighting back. And then China joins in. And then you have World War III with nukes. This is literally stopping World War III with nukes. I don't know how people can't see that. That is absolutely what would happen. There is no doubt that that would happen. I would love to hear the argument of anyone who thinks that that wouldn't happen if you let a terrorist country have nuclear weapons. I mean, it would. It just would. We all know it. I mean, why are we pretending here? It is an act that is for the good of the world, whether you like it or not. Trump accuses Starmer of joining Iran war after we've already won. Well, yeah, it's too late. Obviously, he's always too fucking late.
I think
he's a stupid
it's been
dickhead
a
who
bit
can't
disappointing
decide anything.
From our long-time diplomatic, military, intelligence ally in the United Kingdom. I think it's something we'll absolutely work through as allies and partners. But at the end of the day, President Trump knows that he is taking care of a long-standing problem before it truly, before the regime has the ability to come after all of us with a nuclear-tipped arsenal. We cannot wait until that's after the fact. Well, frankly, I think it's...
And, it's a different thing to... some people compare it to Iraq and Afghanistan and Tony Blair and all of that. This is different. This isn't going, oh, there's WMDs and, we have to try and find them, blah, blah, blah. Oh, look, there's no WMDs. It was just an excuse. We know for a fact that Iran has been trying to make nuclear weapons for years and years and years. This isn't, oh, maybe they have them, maybe they don't, maybe they're trying to make them, maybe they're not. No, they are trying to. We know that. We actually know that. This is not the same. This is absolutely not the same. That needs to be stopped, and the Iranian people need to be able to elect a democratic government. I don't think that's unreasonable. In fact, it's the most reasonable way of looking at it, in my mind. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so, though. I really don't. So the UK is deploying extra Typhoon jets to Qatar as well. Bahrain. Again, too late. But what can you do? It's too little, too late. I mean, Trump did say, "Oh, it's too late. We don't need them. Stay at home, whatever. Don't care." I mean, you can understand that, I suppose. Okay, so we've got a new supreme leader in Iran now, after the other one got. There he is, another.
Of their country.
Normal-looking person.
In Washington, D.C. Good morning, Lauren.
Sarah, Donald Trump this morning saying that any new leader of Iran is not going to last long without his personal approval. The US.
I mean, they actually had a meeting with all of the higher-ups, and they got bombed, and that's how they killed him. I mean, they are not smart people.
President making those comments amid reports that the clerics have now come to an agreement on who will be the next supreme leader of Iran. The front runner for days now has been the Ayatollah's son, Mojtaba Khamenei.
The supreme leader for Iran.
Who has never held public office before, but does have.
Well, it doesn't matter. He's going to get bombed in like 10 minutes.
Revolutionary Guard Corps. He was also a man
literally
which the US
doesn't
president
matter.
has said would be unacceptable.
You could put a dog
today.
there. In fact, it'd be safer. I mean, they hate dogs anyway, so put a dog there. That'll get blown up, and they'll be fine. I mean, I do not want a dog to get blown up. I would rather he gets blown up than a dog, personally, by a long way. So yeah. So what can we say about that? I mean, he's He's going to die soon. I mean, the fact that you've got America and Israel able to locate exactly where somebody is and precision strike them so that they're dead. When they're doing secret meetings and all that, and they're still just absolutely nailing them. It's not going to be a long time. It's not going to be a long rule, that one. Possibly the shortest rule ever. I mean, you might already be gone, I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. So, the Iran war will impact the UK economy. Well, yes it will, obviously. But, is that a price that we are willing to pay? I would say yes. It depends how quick it is. And to be honest, if the US had the help of its allies like the UK, for example, it would be a lot quicker, wouldn't it? And then we'd have access to the oil again, wouldn't we? And then it wouldn't be a problem. So there is that too. This is something you need to keep in mind.
Decades, frankly,
he's actually making it worse, even though he's saying
I am proud to be the Chancellor
otherwise.
that is delivering the biggest uplift in defence spending since the Cold War.
A 50% increase in the entire defence budget. It's not far off what we spend on schools. We all know we're going to need more planes, troops, cyber capability. Where the money is coming from is not at all clear.
This crisis in the Middle East has the potential to do even more economic damage and to increase the pain that people are feeling.
This makes it
well, the thing is, what happens is this. You have less oil, so oil is more expensive. And then you have supermarkets putting their prices up because oil is more expensive, etc., etc. However, I think a lot of that is engineered. It's supermarket change. If I had a business in the UK and I was a dick, if I saw stuff like this in the news, I'd put my price up regardless and then say, oh look, things are just more expensive now, and then get more profit. I wonder if they do that. I wonder. Of course they fucking do. They absolutely do. And this is the problem that's happened in COVID too. It's exactly the same thing. They whack the prices up just because some sort of crazy shit's happening. Oh yeah, it's costs more, so we have to pass that cost on to the thing. It's ridiculous. I mean, petrol gets taxed to buggery anyway. Just reduce the tax on petrol a little bit. Done. And they're not going to do that, are they? No. Obviously not. And it's not like they don't have contracts already in place where they pay a set amount. It's weird how the prices go up immediately, isn't it? Strange. I wonder why. I wonder why. That's not a conspiracy theory. I mean, that's obvious, isn't it? That is actually obvious. But I don't know what they're talking about here.
For the start of the next decade, and then 3.5%, the new NATO commitment by the middle of the next decade.
Seems like a very long video.
Be £30 billion.
I like short ones.
Money that she'd have to find by the middle
because
of the
my
next
attention span is not high enough for that shit. Right, okay. I mean, what else do you need to say about that? I think that's covered. UK-US ties, sad and disappointing. Oh yeah, it is disappointing. But what can you... It's not so much disappointing because I have no... Oh, this is the same one. Oh, is that the same? I don't know. Actually, I think it's slightly different.
I think it's been...
oh no, it's the same. Okay, never mind. Yeah, of course it's disappointing. I mean, again, as I say, when you don't have any expectations at all, it's hard to be disappointed. Because it's just like, yep, thought so. Never mind. That's the same as it normally is. It's absolutely dog shit. Yep. Yep, we know. Drone strike on UK Cyprus base renews calls for stronger response. Well, of course, but it's not going to get it, is it? Because it's Starmer and he's an idiot. Let's see. Villagers describe explosion as drone hits British base in Cyprus. I think we've already seen this one, actually.
We woke up from a loud explosion. The house was shaking, the windows and everything else. The sirens sounded for about 3 or 4 hours. Planes were taking off continuously. We feel safe because the British are running the base.
I was not afraid, but my wife was. At first we heard a rumbling. We thought it was a plane. And then seconds later we heard an explosion.
Israel's ambulance service said at least one person was killed and 2 others critically wounded in an Iranian missile attack on Monday. Police said missiles struck 6 places, with the fatality at a construction site in the center of the country. They said the public needed to heed warnings and find secure rooms when instructed. Before the attack, sirens blared over the cities of Tel Aviv and Haifa after a fresh barrage of Iranian missiles was detected heading toward Israel. To the north, black smoke rose over Beirut after Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon. Israel said it continued to target the Iranian-backed group Hezbollah. Lebanon was dragged into a war launched by the U.S. and Israel against Iran after Hezbollah opened fire to avenge the killing of Iran's supreme leader. Lebanon's health ministry on Sunday said nearly 400 people have been killed by Israeli strikes since March 2nd, including at least 83 children and 42 women. The toll does not otherwise distinguish between combatants and civilians. Israeli forces have attacked villages in southern Lebanon, where Israel announced on Sunday that 2 Israeli soldiers had been killed, the first casualties in the Israeli army since the war began.
The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow sort of...
Oh, that's something else. Yeah, so... what else do we need to say about that? Starmer should have been quicker. Oh, guess what? He's not. He never is. I mean, are we surprised? I'm not disappointed because I don't expect anything else. I don't expect anything good to happen. So, Trump dismisses Iran's new supreme leader. Okay, let's have a look. Got a clip.
Hi, I'm Kim Vanel in Wanganui, New Zealand.
Oh, Christ. What's this? Trump vowing complete destruction if no surrender. Ooh. Crazy. Is that the actual video?
Oil pushing 110 now. The Wall Street Journal headlining, this is the most severe energy shock since probably the 70s crisis. What do you think?
So definitely interesting times. I guess there's 2 points that I would make. One, as we look at market reaction, I think it's important to, as always, recognize the starting point of the conversation. And the starting point are record levels of index and valuations for a lot of the countries around this region. So Korea in particular, as we've discussed in prior programs. And that's an important part of the backdrop to this. And so if we look at current global indices, the U.S. is roughly 3% off of an all-time high. Korea is now a little bit lower than that. But again, the starting point is an important part of the conversation. The second point that I would make, as you've discussed a bit in the program, the differential impacts are really important to take a look at in terms of the drivers of incremental decisions and what we're likely to see in terms of activities from different countries.
Muted impact and insulated.
But also positive in terms of the potential for had about 14 million barrels per day going through the strait. We think about 8 of that can be reallocated to various pipelines. That is very meaningful because at the moment you're looking at...
about Bab al-Mandeb?
Yeah, and all their profits are up because, I mean, they're doing the same thing, aren't they? They're jacking up the prices because there's a conflict. And they can. And people go, okie dokie then. It is what it is. Yeah, crazy. What else has been going on? So we've got some things trending here. Wow, that's kind of insane. I don't want to bring race into it, but it's disgusting either way. I mean, it is trending, so we'll have a look at it. Racially aggravated assault, allegedly. Apparently a group of black girls are going around beating up white girls. I don't know if that's the only motivation. I don't know enough about it really to make a comment. I don't know if it is race-based. It could be. I don't know. Well, yeah, that is true. Bristol has fallen to the left badly. Teen who raped barely conscious women in car park still not sentenced 54 weeks after guilty plea. Oh my god. No, that's just racist. Okay. No. Okay, it always goes a bit too far with these things, right? Being black doesn't make you bad. Being white doesn't make you good. Being white doesn't make you bad, and so on. That's not how it works. It's not about colour of skin, is it? It's about culture and things like that. Okay, there's a group of people going around beating them up. Obviously, that's taken out of context to look bad. I get that. That's fine. I am not a racist, actually. I am actually not. I just believe in common sense, really. And as common sense has actually disappeared, I feel like somebody needs to say it, really. And yes, there are people saying it, thankfully. But maybe we need more of them. So, yeah. What else is going on? And, oh, in local news, apparently there's some crazy flooding going on. Let's have a look. Oh my god. I mean, that's going back a little bit. That's fucking loud. I mean, this is a little bit old, but still. It has been rainy for the past 40 days, or well, for the beginning of this year, for the whole of the beginning of this year until literally around the start of spring, like 1st of March, it has been crazy. It's been raining every fucking day. Every day. Without stop, without cease, just constant fucking rain. And that's a lot even for Britain when it is incredibly rainy all of the time. But now even more so. Actually insane. So there we are. Interesting stuff. Flooding and shit is going down. But as I say, this is a tad out of date, just a little bit. But it's all right now, I think. I don't know. I live in the south, so it doesn't affect me very much. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's keep it light. So we've done the news. I think that's most of the news. There's probably some other shit going on. I wonder what's going on with ICE, actually. See, I mean, are they still kicking off in Minnesota? I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going down. What is this? What is this? I mean, I think it's calming down a little bit ice-wise now. People, I think, are just well, not so much accepting it. They're still whinging and shit, but you know, it's just what they do. So what else do we have here trending-wise? So Nyara, right? I don't know if anyone's heard of this person, and you're probably lucky not to have. Although I'm going to ruin your life by exposing it now. It's a trans girl, in other words, a bloke that's wearing a dress. Trans girl who basically supports maps, and if you don't know what maps are, apart from the ones that you read or that you have on your phone, I'm not talking Google Maps, I'm talking minor attracted people. This is what the LGBTQ+++ people, as in the people beyond the normal LGBTQ, which is kind of LGBT, which is, or the LGB, I don't even know anymore. Basically, there are people that support, I think it's like bonus plus, something like that, some sort of bullshit. Like beyond the plus, I think is what it's called. And these ones want to include minor attracted people. If you want another word for minor attracted people, pedophiles. Literally, people who are attracted to minors or people that aren't 18 yet. They're not talking 16 either. I'm talking younger than that. So, that is one of these people. They have made many clips and videos and tweets about how they can go around, trannies should go around raping women and things. It's really, really sick, fucked up person. And they've got banned for a bit, so that's good. That's something. I mean, it's not enough, but Jesus. I mean, Asmongold has had some
like
run-ins with
Nyara.
this
What was Nyara saying?
idiot in the
Next?
past.
Like, what is this? Your next? I don't even know. Like, the thing is, like, Nyara is a retard that just goes around and attacks people and makes up lies, right? I mean, that's who this person is. And again, like, there was a bunch of like accusations about them being a groomer and shit like that going around. I don't know really whether those are true or not, but it's a pretty weird thing to say. So ultimately, I just want to get into that, right? I don't want to get into this. I don't want to get involved with this, and that's it. Something like that. This is Nyara. What?
Well, if Asmongold's not getting involved, then oof. I can't believe I got muzzled in the most unfun way possible. I mean, that's a fucking weird thing to say. Freedom of speech. Yeah, there's freedom of speech, and then there's, inciting illegal acts, which is a different thing, isn't it? Crazy. Psycho stalker and AGP child groomer threatens innocent Fox VTuber. Yeah. Bro, scraping for relevancy. Yeah, well, it's again. It's hard to break through all the internet. I mean, I know this for a fact. Well, not necessarily trying to break through. I'm just talking to myself, really. And if you want to listen, that's fine. I'm trying to stand up for, common sense a bit as well. Maybe, I don't know, trying to be a voice of reason in this crazy fucking world. Just a bit, at least. So yeah, that's all pretty fucked up. I think it's not the main channel that got suspended though, which is not great. Kids can't consent, Naira. Oh yeah, he, she, it believes that kids can consent to relationships with adults. That was another thing that I forgot to mention. Pretty fucked up, weird ass person, to be honest. Somebody that should be banned, really. I mean, that's not free speech, that's literally pedophilia. That's illegal. Oh, and what do we have here? We've got Tony Blair's, what was it? Tony Blair's something. Sister-in-law. Great. Let's see what she's saying.
History. Yes,
Hold
after
on.
October the 7th, this October the 7th, a legendary day in the Ummah's history. Yes, we can say that people are now picking up the Quran because of the steadfastness and sabr of the people of Gaza specifically to find the beauty in the Quran. How many millions will accept Islam because of this? Only Allah knows. We're in a tipping point in history. Don't be downhearted. Be steadfast. Be strong. Carry on the struggle however you can. After October the...
Okay, and people say that we shouldn't be fighting against this. She's literally saying that October 7th was a good thing. Terrorism is good. And if you should support, obviously, Muslims who want to terrorize people, and that's fine. Okay. Yep. And she is the sister-in-law to Tony Blair. So Labour, again. Interesting. Strange how all these dots on the graph point to a specific direction, isn't it? It's a bit strange. It's almost as if they're trying to ruin the country a bit. I mean, I don't know why. For more votes and more power, that's why, obviously. But it's pretty disgusting either way. Great. Yeah, anyway, so that's the news. Let's go on to entertainment. Let's go on to happy, fun things, like Asmongold being called racist by people. Let's see what's going on there. Oh my god, this is a 27-minute video. Good lord.
One of the most ironic social media posts of all time, Asmongold makes the claim, in response to Mehdi Hassan, that the average IQ in Somalia is 68, and that this claim isn't racist, but a fact.
Alright. You know what? I mean, that's the premise. We have a premise. We're going to explore. Let's ask Grok. Okie dokie. So, Grok. What is the average IQ of Somalians? Oh, Somalians or Somalia? I'll put Somalians. Let's find out. Oh, you know what I mean. Oh, yeah, I did spell that very badly. Fair enough. Yes, it does. The most frequently cited low figure is around 67 to 68. This comes primarily from Richard Lynn and David Becker's national IQ datasets, which have been widely criticized as methodology flawed. So it's true then, basically. For Somalia specifically, the number was not based on direct large-scale testing inside the country, but often extrapolated from neighboring regions or very small. So it's from neighboring regions, so do you think they're going to be randomly smarter in Somalia? I don't think so. More recent or alternative compilations, IQ ranking, list Somalia's average around 83, 84. That's still lower than average. That's crazy. A few sources say 90 plus, but they're probably bullshit. Yada yada yada. There isn't a thing. In short, there is no agreed upon average IQ of Somalis, but the range in published sources runs from 68 to mid-80s. So still below average for most people. Right, okay. So we've got the context. Let's find out. Where was I? This one.
What makes this post
This is a 27-minute video.
Is the very last bit where Zach claims Hassan's tweet is an attempt to push a narrative. Well, not only is this Asmongold's attempt to push a narrative, but the claim itself that African people have low IQs is also an attempt to push a narrative. That number
He didn't say African people. He was talking about Somalians in reference to the fraud in Minnesota. So it's kind of different.
He traces back to the work of Richard Lynn. This guy, a literal, self-described scientific racist. This guy was part of a secret eugenics conference where, and I'm not joking, there were people favorably arguing in favor of pedophilia. So, yeah, this is the guy Asmongold is quoting. Lynn published a paper in 1982.
I don't know if I believe the pedophilia bit.
I mean, I guess.
This is the guy Asmongold is quoting. Lynn published a paper in 1982 called IQ in Africa in the pseudoscientific journal The Mankind Quarterly, a white supremacist outlet that is currently maintained by...
I'm watching the video. I mean, he quotes the work of this guy and this book of Africa, but...
Let alone the rest of the continent.
It's gonna take too long.
Yeah, me neither. Anyway, the important part is other psychologists went back and actually checked Lynn's work.
Should we go back to the end?
And this guy is saying that this old guy was Asmon's source when it's not. This talks about something 80, something whatever, points to some shit that doesn't correlate with it. No, it does not. It absolutely does not. Guys, he's saying that Asmon's quote comes from this book and this person. Clearly, the quote comes from this shit. That's not even completely incorrect. I mean, this is a lot closer in terms of presented stats than the other one. So, also incorrect. I'm not defending Asmon. I attacked everybody. The quote is more likely to come from this document than it comes from the other guy, racist, whatever. So, whatever this guy says about the guy is incorrect. I mean...
there we go.
Read the names, okay?
Richard Lynn is there.
Oh, it's the same guy.
Oops.
But I think it's at this book, though. It doesn't matter. It's about the book, the whatever. When it's the wrong thing, why not just get the correct thing in? Why not take the correct thing? Why misportray then?
Somalia's average IQ is 67, and here is why it's so low. The foundation is a 49% inbreeding rate, a tribal norm used to consolidate power. This inbreeding depression restricts the gene pool and lowers cognitive potential before conception. Even outside this genetic pool, poor maternal health stunts brains in the womb. Only 12% of women get prenatal care, and 1.5 midwives per 10,000, far below global standard, leave fetal malnutrition untreated. Once born, the deficit is locked in by a chronic nutrition gap. With 1 in 4 children stunting, the brain is starved.
Chat, I don't care what any stat fucking is of any. I don't give a shit. Okay? If you dumb down an entire nationality off of some fucking paper or some shit or whatever, you're a loser. I don't give a fuck. So yes, Asman is incorrect. I'm not gonna go, we're talking about Somali.
Well, as we looked up, it's not necessarily as low as 68. But even when they're being nice, it's mid-80s. So it's still not great. Let's see. Okay. So that's 99 to 102. Which makes sense because 100 is supposed to be the average, right? Interesting. So there you go. Yeah, so it's lower than average. Okay, so he wasn't really wrong. I mean, he was wrong with the specific numbers, perhaps, but, I mean, message-wise, not wrong, right? Message-wise, pretty on point. So fair enough. We'll give him it. I will give him that. That is fine. So, Lakari drama. So if anyone doesn't know, Lakari was a guy who, he was a streamer. He streamed, like, Street Fighter and stuff, I think. Oh, and, what else did he do? Oh, that crap game, League of Legends or whatever it is, something like that. And he brought up his notepad, which he didn't realize had loads of extra tabs on it because Windows 11 keeps the history of your previously opened tabs, and there was some dodgy shit on there. Let's put it that way. Something the beyond the plus people would be on board with, probably. Let's put it that way. So he's trying to sue Miskiff now. Miskiff is another streamer who who basically emotionally abused his girlfriend at the time, Emeru. So let's see what's going on here.
Stop. Oh my god, this is Lucari's account. Wait, stop. His notepad showed this accidentally on stream?
I mean, at least add way to the list of champions that I like.
1,700 files? Oh my god, it's bad. You could tell it's bad by his reaction. You could tell by his reaction that was bad. That's an Atrioc type shit when his deep got leaked.
What the hell? Oops.
What?
I mean, it is a career-ending mistake, right there.
Girls and animals. Who's Lucari? I don't know who that is. Remember when this guy shit on me a few weeks ago, trying to act all fucking high and mighty like a fucking loser? Who's the fucking loser now, Lucari, you fucking disgusting fuck? You try to act so tough and all high and mighty all the time. And you're fucking...
It's very, quite pathetic, Miskiff is, to be honest. Lucari's disgusting, but not gonna lie, Miskiff pisses me off. Yeah, I mean, he's an asshole, just a horrible person, and Lucari's basically a paedophile, so they're both pretty fucking bad. Let's put it that way. I don't know if we need to watch all of this. It's 10 minutes longer than I being lazy. What else is going on? God, who knows? What's this? Bill Mayer destroys Democrats for obsessing over identity politics. Interesting.
Today's
That's
Democrats
2
should
months
move
ago.
on
I think I've
from
seen
identity
this.
politics. It's not working.
Well, I mean, if I was a Democrat, I'd have to be American first, but if I was a left-wing person, I would absolutely be trying to move away from the whole identity politics thing. It's losing them elections, it's losing them votes, it's losing them support everywhere. So yeah, you can't just people don't care about that. You're aiming your gaze at a very, very small percentage of people. As we looked up a while ago in another clip, I think it was something around like, was it like 1 or 2% of people max, like 1.5% of people identifies trans. So what are you doing? You're literally putting all of your effort onto the smallest minority you possibly can, but then you get groups of liberal lunatics that jump upon the bandwagon, and that's why it goes a bit higher. But still, if you focus on things that left-wing people should care about, like sorting out taxing the rich and things like that, then you'd have a way better fucking chance. And it's interesting how the whole Wall Street riots and all of that, it's strange how that died down and then it was replaced with identity politics straight away. It's almost as if somebody wanted to divert attention away. I mean, that's a bit conspiracy-ish, but, you know, I mean, it kind of works. It sort of makes sense, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I can't be bothered to watch most of these, to be honest. Oh, God. What's Hassan? Hassan is defending wokeness. I don't know if this is new or not. Oh, it's a month old. Come on! My sources are fucking me. Okay, let's just look on LSF. See what's going on there. Real quick. And then we will have a break. And then move to a little bit of gaming. I'm probably going to play some Marathon again. I was playing it a bit the other day. And doing a bit better. So, you know, could be alright. Top or hot or new? I don't know. Oh my god. Okay, that's quite funny.
What the fuck?
Oh no.
I did not play off stream. I can explain. I have to take a picture of this.
Uh-oh. I mean, yeah, there are some people who are a little bit too into Pokemon, let's put it that way. Wow, Deadlock streamer gets slapped in the face by his sister for not moving his car out of the driveway. Oops. Let's see. Ready to see some guy get slapped? There he is.
You do it. No, I have to move mine. I don't care, bro. Jalen, she's literally just got I literally do not care. I was gonna move it. All you have to do I don't is care. Just like, move it. I don't care, bro. For 5 seconds. I'm sorry you stepped in a puddle, but I literally have to go. I don't care, bro. I don't care at all. Jalen, she is in the car. I'm giving you the keys. I'm giving you the keys. I have to move mine. I'm giving you the keys. If we just did that. I'm giving you the keys. Like, I literally fucking.
I mean, he's being a dick. Ow.
Why?
Jeez. Hello? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Yeah, so he got slapped in the head. And to be fair, rightly so. He's being a dick and he kind of deserved it. What else is there? I haven't even heard of him. Who is he? deadlock, I don't know.
This is good. See. He actually gets it though.
One. I like that, Kelo.
Oh.
I like that.
Somebody.
Yeah, Kelo. Over there.
It's coming. Hold it, chat.
Okay, I'm on the other side right now.
Here it comes.
Listen to new next
Okay, he called it. Yep.
I'm dying.
Fair point.
You're a real piece of work, YBG.
Who in this lobby is still friends with Miskiff?
Alright, so who in this lobby is still friends with Miskiff, yeah?
Not very many, probably.
Why are you guys trying to start drama?
Wait, what? Yeah, that drama shit lame, Russell. And I've been told you about that, right? No, cause fuck that shit. I've been told you about that drama shit, bro.
Listen to this fucking, like, this
You're trying to get a clip.
Oh, is that it? No. Boring. Texas driver destroys S-Fan's parked car. Ooh. Oh no. That's not what you want. That's not ideal. When's the destruction happening? Oh shit! Wow. I didn't even see that. Is that one up there? I was expecting it to be the close one for some reason. Too many films, I suppose. So it's this one over here. How? Oh, I mean that's unlucky. It could have so many gaps. It could have hit directly in the front, in the middle of that one. Ooh, that is not lucky. Somebody leaving slide, I don't really care about that.
And that is all from me and Jesse. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see.
Okay. What is this? I'm just going to click on this one for no particular reason. Oh, is that restaurant? I think that's that restaurant where you're trying to get as fat as possible. Holy shit! That is fucking hard spanking. Jesus Christ. Wow. That's actually fucking hard. That's really hard. The fact that she took that like a champ, I mean, to be fair, she took that like a champ. I don't think I could take that.
I can't believe I ever, for a fucking second, thought I was a freaking man. Like, I thought I was so kinky. Are you kidding me? Ow.
I mean, that was insane. If a guy hits a girl that hard, they're going to go to jail, so... Yeah, even if you're kinky, you don't go that far. Jeebus. Kai is a dumb fella. Chat wants to learn French.
Like the animal?
Yes. Oh, they're playing marathon. Fuck.
How do you say it? Yes, et fuck. Un fuck m'a poussé aujourd'hui.
Oh.
Alright.
I have to admit it, I hated the tone of his voice. It felt artificial.
Anything else going on? Anything else? Nah, not really. Doesn't look like it. I've got a lot of tabs open right now. A lot of stuff going on. We'll have a quick check through X just briefly. Mostly it's I've been trying to get a lot of followers. To be fair, recently we've got a lot, but most of them are from the Restore Brit one. So that's the Bristol thing. Somebody getting attacked. Again, we don't know. Is there a religious thing involved? Is it a race thing? Is it just a bunch of dickheads causing a ruckus? We don't know. This is the question. And the answer is I do not know. Yeah, mostly this kind of thing on my X at the moment. Oh, what's he saying now? Oh no.
People will try to use it to divide communities in this country and tear people apart. And we mustn't let that happen.
Oh God.
I find one of the most powerful arguments that if you think of all the people who are stuck in the region, anxious about their own safety, wanting to get home, they come from all backgrounds. They come from all walks of life. And the last thing they want...
Is he saying that people in Iran come from all walks of life? Because they don't. They want to, but they can't. And you're not even helping them actually have the freedom that they need.
All their families here want is anybody trying to divide. Because this is a time when
he either literally doesn't know what's going on, or he's actually should be tried for treason.
To come together as a country, stand behind our principles, and our...
What do you mean, our principles? You're not standing behind our principles. You're standing beside a certain group's principles and your own agenda to use their votes.
Values, and not let people divide us. Put a lot of reassurance work in with both the Muslim community...
Reassurance work.
And the Jewish community in particular.
How
because
useful.
That's where people seek to try and find the divide. But we're also setting out...
Yeah, we try to find the divide.
Social cohesion plan today, which is a broader piece of work about how we bring people together as a country, make sure that we build on what we all care about, which is very much pride in our communities, pride in who we are as a country, pride, of course, in the places that we all come from. Everybody's got a pride about where they come from, and that real sense of making...
The Iranian people are fine. They haven't done anything wrong. They've been literally repressed for 25 years. It's not about that. For God's sake. They're not scared and they're wanting to run away. They're also rising up against the bullshit. They want the US and Israel, and preferably the UK, for fuck's sake, to actually get involved and help that happen. They asked Trump for help months ago because they're stuck in a regime that is persecuting them and forcing them to follow ideologies they don't agree with. It's fucking crazy. Legal immigrants get £40,000 to leave the UK, £200 winter fuel allowance denied. Well, yeah. It's all a bit fucked, isn't it? The system's all a little bit ruined. Are they actually trying to burn the doors of a church, or... Wow. Okay. Oh, there we go, some... Fucking hell. I mean, it probably does teach them. Oh, he's just going to get his ass beat even more now. Wow, lovely. What a lovely culture we're bringing into our country. That's going to overtake us one day. Well done. If we don't do something about it. Yeah. Clip it. If nothing changes, clip it. Give me 20 years. In 20 years, this is going to be normal. Anyway. Oh yeah, that is true as well. Okay, that's quite funny. And interesting. Okay. What else we got? Yep. A lot of rhetoric and so on. If the British were racist people, then they wouldn't be where they're at now, especially being taken over by third worlders. In fact, the lack of stepping up to the wrongdoing of anyone who came from outside the country, it is in an effort to not appear racist, has been leading to their own demise. That's true. That is correct. We've let it happen because we're too afraid to be called racist when we're not. I mean, there's obviously some racists, I would imagine, out there, like proper racists that hate people because of the colour of their skin. I don't think that's what's happening. in the most part. I think it's people realizing that we are actually in the middle of an invasion and everyone else just tries to close their eyes to it because, again, they don't want to be called racist. Which is just so stupid. Anyway, so that's the news. We've gone through it all. I mean, if there's anything I've missed, please feel free to comment. If this has been interesting to you in any way, feel free to subscribe and follow. I'm always grateful for more followers on Twitch, especially because I need some more. I have 25, I think, followers on Twitch, which isn't a lot, but some more would be good. I've got about 400, I think, now on YouTube subscribers. Let's just have a quick gandaroo. I'm not actually sure. Oh shit, yeah, 393. Woo, it's going up. Alright, that's good. We're getting there. Very nice. One watching. So yeah, my streams seem to fluctuate a little bit, but that's just how it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I think all in all we're doing alright though. We're doing a lot better than we used to, so that's good. Almost 1,000 views on that. That's pretty good. I like it. Yeah. So we're going well. I'm going to have to make a whole nother thing for 400 subs soon. I mean, I assume. But yeah, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed and followed and has been supporting. I appreciate it a lot. Always. But yeah, I think that concludes the news for today and across the weekend, as I wasn't on for the whole weekend. But yeah, interesting stuff. I'll be back on very soon, probably in about 15 minutes or so, for a little bit of marathon, maybe for like an hour or so. And then tomorrow I'll be on quite a lot more, probably with some co-op action with Rod. Maybe Keza if she comes back. Keza's been away for a bit. She's got some stuff that she's dealing with, which is fine, but lonely. But yeah, fine. Hopefully she'll be okay and she'll come back soon. So yeah, tomorrow probably just me and Rod playing God knows what. Probably marathon for a bit, then getting angry and probably playing Windrose again. And maybe the gnome game, which is quite fun as well. I had some antics in there. So, yeah, we will see. With that said, thanks for popping by, everyone. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope you had fun learning about the horrible state of things. And I will be back on very shortly with some gaming, probably a bit of marathon. So, yeah, cool. Thanks, everyone. I will see you all very, very soon, and a good